All right, can you hear me now? All right, so let me go down the list of the places that I've applied to. First place was Brewster's, the ice cream place next to Aldi. They're basically not hiring. Taking applications, not
Something
hiring.
happened to me.
Which is what happened to you, you said?
Yeah, a long time ago.
All right. Next place was movie theater. Again, the same stupidity. Nobody knows who the managers are, where the managers are, when they're coming in, and all that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna call tomorrow. Then, um, with the Lidl store, what they basically said,
The
hey,
big one?
no, the one that's in like near Monroe, and everything was good with them up until they're like, okay, come by 30th, which is today, for an interview. But they gave me like the person who was supposed to interview with, but turns out they had like a section where you're supposed to like register what time you want to do the interview, but they didn't have any option for me to register. They had like a list of names and the whole. They just had random names and then unavailable times, but they didn't say like when to come in and when to register. They didn't have anything like that. So I came in early in the morning, like before they like right when they opened. Asked them about it, and basically they didn't tell me anything or try to help me. They basically told me that, oh, someone will call you. Nobody called. I called them, called the store. They're like, oh, somebody must have sent you the wrong email. So they'll send another email. Didn't receive any email yet. Um, so that's basically the three little things. And then I also applied to Arby's. Okay, I told you some of it already. How they had like a questionnaire, and then they told me like what position to apply for. Applied for that position, nothing happened. So remember on Sunday, I think it was, you went to go get your check, and I gave the resume to Mike.
Yeah.
Then I called Melinda the next morning, Monday morning, I think it was, and she told me to come in at 4, or no, it was 6, and I came in at 6, and we talked. She looked over my resume, everything was fine, and then she told me that she definitely does not want for me to be a team member. That she thinks that I should even be a general manager, but it's not up to her. And she was telling me how she was trying to apply for that like regional manager or district manager.
District manager.
Yeah. And so I basically figured out that my application for district manager is not going to do anything because she's trying to get there. So
Yeah, but then she said she didn't have the education for it.
yeah, she said that she didn't have the education for it because they wanted some education. I have the education, but I don't have the management experience.
Okay.
So,
Well, experience over education. Usually how it goes.
well, so anyway, she was like, okay, come to my office. I went to her office and we wrote an email. And we wrote an email to the director of operations. And basically it was like, I think this candidate has potential for general manager. And we wrote an email. She scanned my resume and sent the scanned copy of my resume to the director of operations. The only answer I got was basically a no from the director, like for the district manager, which I understand. But then I was like, okay, what about the general manager or even like a shift manager? Because she mentioned that she might start me off as like a regular shift manager at first to get the training in. Because I'm like brand new to the place, so I'm like, okay, fine. When can I at least start that? And she's like, oh, we'll call you tomorrow morning. She never called the morning, and she said like she'll call in afternoon or something like that. I called afternoon, And what did she say? Like somebody was sick, or like the director of operations was sick, so she didn't get to talk to director of operations. And she said, "We'll call you tomorrow morning." So basically, this is the second day now. Second day, they never called in the morning. I called afternoon, and they said to come in at 4. Came in at 4. Mike was at the counter and he's like, "Oh, you're here to talk with Melinda." And I'm like, "Yes, I am."
Like he had an attitude?
He didn't have an attitude, but he was saying it in a very unusual tone. And
What kind of tone?
kind of like, "Oh, that's why you're here." Like that kind of tone. If you know.
Probably mad about when we came in.
Well, he did was like, "Tell Nina I said hello." And I said, "Sure."
Funny.
Yeah. And then he came out like a minute later saying, "Oh, she's in a conference call. She'll call you later." And for some reason, I wasn't like, I didn't feel sure that like about what he said. So I kind of stood around. I was thinking what to do, and another girl came up to the counter and asked
What
her
she
to
look like?
say what?
What did she look like? What was her name?
I don't remember the girl name. She was.
Was she a manager?
No, she was not a manager. She was a regular employee. She is an African American girl who is in high school. From my understanding, I don't remember her name.
I think
She's about average height.
Jazz.
What?
I think that's Jazz. So anyway.
Well, I don't know who it was. So she went and asked Melinda, and basically I got the answer that she would call me back the next morning. So again, she never calls me in the morning. So this is today, and I called like somewhere around 1 or 2, and then they're like, "Oh, we're at lunch right now. We're busy. We'll call you later."
Yeah, so that's on the call.
Well, I mean, I don't know what to do now at this point.
Call tomorrow. If they don't call you back today.
Okay, well, that's my plan, but I'm trying to think, when do I call? Like early in the morning or what exactly?
Yeah, that works.
What do you think is a good time?
Early morning.
Well, is that, what, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock?
Any of those times probably work.
All right. I just, I'm upset that they're not being any proactive, and then they're, saying they're going to call and never call.
Yeah.
So, and what's strange is everyone keeps asking me that, if I'm that sister and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, my suspicions is the word is spreading around.
So what? With siblings?
Yeah, basically. That's my.
What's so wrong about that?
Well, here's the thing, because some companies.
If anything, that would get you in better.
Well, perhaps, but thing is, like, just from learning in school, there's a thing called nepotism. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yes, I know what nepotism is.
Okay, so some
Someone's helping you get the job. You're doing this by yourself.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just I don't know if they have any sort of. Did anything happen right before you left, or?
I mean, I didn't go to my last shift, but besides that.
Well, see, that's what I'm wondering, is if it's possible that you could have left like a bad image or something like that, by you not showing up to your last shift.
I mean, that'd be kind of discriminating, because that's why I knew that was me.
Well, yeah, they shouldn't really discriminate, but that's my concern, is could they discriminate because relation, family relation. So I don't know, but I mean, at this point, I'm not sure what, just to wait tomorrow morning, I guess.
Yeah.
How's school going?
It's fine. Lots of work.
Are you working at school as well?
Yeah, I have work study.
How's that going?
Mostly been doing homework during it, so it's been good.
That's good. How much are they
That's
paying
my
you?
work study supervisor. Minimum wage.
Oh,
But it's something I don't have to go off campus for.
yeah. I mean, it's not hard work, is it?
No, definitely not.
Well, at least that part's good. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'll talk to you maybe later tonight. Okay.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye now. Кажется, не была смена, последняя смена. И она не пошла на это. Поэтому я вот думаю, может, из этого? Не знаю. Но по идее это не должен быть обязательно так, но ну, не знаю.